I'm gonna read them.
Oh, you are. You probably said that might have been.
No, I don't. I will say that the
Jason, you want to
Sioux
lead the
Falls
pledge?
staff have been troopers, have been here on time every day.
I need your full signatures on
Oh,
there.
great.
You're welcome. I do that
So a
too.
lot of them-
Yeah, I do that too sometimes. I actually just, I have one of those pistols that have that weird eraser on top.
Hey,
Right, are we
start
ready?
whenever Maddie's ready.
No, is, Brian, he's not going to be here?
He said he wasn't, so he may pop in here at some point, but he wasn't up there.
I'll go ahead and shut the door then.
All right, call the meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for being here with us today and for all of your wisdom and guidance. We ask that you continue to guide us as we make decisions for this school district. We ask that you keep the students and the staff safe, and we just ask that you wrap your arms around everybody for the holidays and keep everyone safe. We appreciate all that you do. And that's the
John Meany.
Here.
Jillian Hathaway. Here. Brian Hughes. Jason McLean.
Here.
Vicky Page.
Here.
Steve Russell.
Here.
And Brandon.
All right, so we will need an approval of the agenda. No changes to the agenda, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Do you have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then we will need an approval to approve the meeting minutes from last month.
I'll make the motion to approve the second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, school highlight.
Mrs. Brayton sent me some high school, they're not here this evening, and I want to thank them because I know that they were working from home and our cancellations and delays, but for the high school social media team is officially up and running. Under the guidance of Dustin Britton, students have been receiving training on how to create content for our social media platforms. They've been doing a lot of cool things. If you happen to see the recent MDHS swim team POV, it is a product of their work. The Night of the Arts was fantastic, I agree. Mr. West, Ms. Sutton, and Mrs. Spivey did a great job, also Mrs. Lito. The students did wonderful. We had a packed house, I know some of you were there. Very well attended, and they did a great job. Senior interview day is January the 16th. Seniors will participate in interviews with other community members who work in career fields related to that student's future aspirations. They will get interview experience and resume feedback, and they're very much looking forward to that. And I know that guidance department have been working really hard with administration to get that plan. It's a big day. And then congratulations, 2 of our WRCT students have earned their CDL, Keegan Dowers and Sean Martin. So congratulations to those gentlemen. Already got their truck driving license. Issues the future work. The elementary school sends the following updates. We held our Aaron's Law presentation on November the 24th with trained professionals from Valley Professional meeting with each grade level. These age-appropriate lessons focused on personal safety, recognizing safe and unsafe situations, and empowering students to speak up and seek help from trusted adults. Our preschool through 3rd grade students had their Christmas program on December 11th, which was fantastic. The students did an awesome job, and they would like to thank, as well as myself, Mrs. Lito and her team for all of their hard work and preparation. Students were able to spend time shopping for their families at their Santa's Secret Shop. We'd like to thank our PTO for organizing that event for our students. We had 4 staff members attend the High Ability Conference in Indianapolis, 2 from each building. Brought back a lot of valuable information on how we can keep offering high ability opportunities for our students in both buildings. We're wrapping up our middle of the year assessments by Ready and M-Class. We'll be looking at adjusting services for students through their tier system and through their Title I for 2nd semester. And finally, they worked with 4 area groups to provide help with Christmas for students. We've got a lot of community groups that always help during Christmas, which has been, I know how much I appreciate. There's a lot of work on administration, finding sizes and things for students, but very, very, very blessed to have our community group do that. And then I put in your packet for you, if you look on the last page, our own SRO is published in the Journal of School and Safety. So it's about our junior SRO program, which is, I know he was here a few months ago highlighting that, but I thought it was cool that they did an article in this national magazine. And it's page 6, yeah. So that's there for you. I think that's, we congratulate Jamin on his work with that program. It's an awesome program. Our kids love it. Does a great job with that, and is acknowledged with some national publications. So I thought that was really cool. So I would share that too. So that concludes highlights in school building reports.
All right. Any public here, so on to recommendation.
Okay. Our first recommendation tonight is the second reading of the Neola policies. You had these in your packet last month. These are updates for legal standards with all the new laws, and you are required to have 2 readings. This being our second reading, if approved tonight, they will go into effect in our Neola policies. So I'm asking for your approval for those this evening.
Do you have any questions or comments on that? Do we have a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
All those in favor? Yeah, second.
I'll second it.
Thanks, Don. All those in favor?
Aye.
The next one, we had this on the agenda last month, but we tabled it. We were doing some training with a new driver, and that has been really good. So I'm asking for a recommendation to award bus route 1 to Spicer Transportation. So they will take over that route. Well, they've already taken it over. They've taken it over officially starting in January. So I'm asking for your approval to award bus route 1 to Levi Spicer.
Do we have a motion? Second. All those in favor? Aye.
The next one is a really cool thing, and I want to thank Christy Nail for putting this together. But this is, we created a policy called the Angel Fund Policy. State Board of Accounts, when people want to donate money to give to kids for lunch, you can't discriminate. So unless they specifically put a name on the check, you can't really do anything with that. So it tends to go to general fund and gets used for student use. But when it comes to lunch or breakfast money, you have to be specific. Well, State Board of Accounts does allow you to create what's called an angel fund. So people can donate to that fund. And so when a student comes through, and they are in a need for a meal, and there's not money in their account, the cafeteria staff can use this policy to give them money for a meal. And so the policy's there, the guidelines are there. I think it's a really good idea, and it also opens up a lot of opportunity for some kids who, parents who may not be able to pay their bill, on a timely manner, but still get their kids, they still get a full meal, but they get the full protein instead of the supplementary that comes with it. So that's a a lot of times people think when their kids are not given, or they run out of lunch money, that they don't get lunch. That's not true. They get a full tray. They just get a protein supplement. So if it's a chicken sandwich and then a vegetable, fruit, and milk, they get the vegetable, the fruit, and the milk, but it's a peanut butter sandwich instead of chicken sandwich or cheese steak or something like that. So, but this will allow them to get it all. So I'm asking for your approval for the Angel Fund policy.
Do we have a motion for that?
Make that motion.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The next one is the food service co-op bid. It's a little early, but Mrs. Neal already has this prepared. It's for the 26-27 food co-op bid. It's with Click, which we are currently in this year. So we're just asking to renew that membership contract for the 26-27 school year.
Do we have any questions?
It's our commodity, so where they order their food from.
How about a motion?
I'll move that.
Second. All those in favor?
Look at it, look at
Next, we have two corporation agreements. One is our digital media agreement with Dustin Britton, or Britton Company LLC. He provides the services as far as social media. He also does our website design. He does a lot of things. And so I'm encouraging that we would keep him on in that capacity. And our second one is our mentor consultant agreement with Dan Nelson. It is less money than it was last year for his mentorship to the administrative team as well as myself. And just so you know, we are going to be moving away from administrator assistants in the near future, which we are outsourcing them for financial, but we feel like Mr. Nelson, Mrs. Harrison, and myself will do that at lesser cost. So I'm asking to renew those two contracts with Britton LLC and Deb Nelson LLC.
Questions on that one? We have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Disposition of outstanding checks. Every year, when we have checks that have not been cashed, that the corporation or the buildings have written over a period of time. You read the names on there, they're kind of funny. We've given some checks to some staff members that haven't cashed them since 2023, so we're going to take them off the books. So I'm asking your permission to approve the disposition of outstanding checks for both buildings, elementary and high school.
Do we have a motion for
I guess I'll make that motion.
that? All right, in a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You just can use $8 for Christmas. Cash that check. Or is that what yours was? Oh, no, you're.
I know Reckons always
Gas
does.
tank. Oh, yeah, Reagan, you're really bad about that.
I'll cash that, like, when I got that. Okay. Driver's education contract, the rates went up by $5 for the online portion. So we had a breakdown of how many kids we have to enroll in driver's ed to where we don't go over the hole. And so if we keep the rates where they are, we would have to have about 18 enrolled to break even. We raised the rates $5 to coincide with what they're doing. We only have 11. So we're talking with Mr. Colbert. We decided let's just go ahead and if they've already signed up for next year, we won't change it for them. But moving forward, we're going to add $5 to the cost of driver's education. So we just need that approved tonight.
Any questions? Comments? How about a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chris Lawson from Elanco reached out. They are redoing their muster emergency response locations, and they really just want to narrow it down to 2 in the county, one being South Vermillion School Corporation, and the other being North Vermillion School Corporation. They don't need access to the buildings, they would just need access to the parking lot. So I told them I'd run it through the board meeting. So with your approval, we would give Elanco permission to use our parking lot as a muster station in the event of emergency response.
Any questions or comments on that? Make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
I think of a cruise,
So,
to take all of muster stations.
so if that happens while we're in school, I know we're going to upgrade if that happens while, are we going to set up a specific area with the
Probably.
Okay, I think that's what it was.
We do the same thing. If we have to have a campus evacuation, we've got locations on the north and south. And that's kind of the same thing. I think it's where they would come here and then be dispersed. Okay, personnel. So we have, unfortunately, a resignation from Tia Simmons. I hired Tia probably 13 years ago, 14 years ago. But she took a job at News Corps, better, a lot more money, a lot better benefits. As much as we hate to see her go, she did the right thing for her family. So her letter's in there. She has nothing but nice things to say about her time here. So, but she did put in her resignation. And that is the elementary head custodian. Do you want to just vote on all these as one group of the personnel? If you get to somebody, you know. We have one maternity leave, Zoe Hughes at the elementary. She is requested to take maternity leave starting March 23rd. So we have several appointments. The first one, Mike Davis is moving to part-time, starting in January. He's been our head maintenance guy for many years. He's done a great job, and we can't just let him go all the way because he's such a valuable resource. So, but he is moving to part-time. So, I'm recommending we move Kurt Smith to the new maintenance director position effective January. The next appointment is we have a new recommendation from Mrs. Porter for the new head custodian at the elementary, replacing Tia, and that person's name is Taylor Gear. So that's on the board for recommendation. We have a new special ed teacher. We've had this posted for a long time. And so we're excited to have that recommendation for you. Should be in the packet. Adrian Schmidt-Mix. So that's that recommendation. We got some ECA stipends from Mr. Brown and the building administrators. Mallory Kelly is being recommended for the new varsity softball coach. Kara Jumps being recommended for the choreographer for the musical. Gabriel Spivey for the vocal coach for the musical. Brock Beffenball for the theater set builder tech for the musical. And then with Tia leaving, she held the ECA position of the concession stand manager. And so Heather Hughes is being recommended to take that over for second semester. And then lastly, Jane DeLee needs to be approved as the EPA assistant position for this year. So those are your personnel recommendations. Got any questions or need any information?
All right, how about a motion? Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye. First five, the school will be on the claims for 62,545 to 62,650 for those claims in the amount of $1,369,481.89, along with payroll for November 7th, 2025 in the amount of $264,875.60. And also along with November 21st, 2025 payroll for the amount of $242,053.30. I say we pay bills.
Second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
I would say, just as a quick note, the reason why that is so big right now is because we have our yearly bond payment of $543,000. So if you didn't see that in there, you're like, whoa.
On that claim.
Yeah, it's on, I'm not sure you probably caught that, but I thought I would bring it back for the listening viewers if you're wondering why so much. Again, Mr. Fletter, outstanding job, working with us on our projected cash flows. If you take a look at your cash flow, you can see we're estimated to still end with a pretty high cash balance in the education fund, which is really good. We did, vote to add an additional appropriation to use some of that cash with the pay raises, and that's why it's a little under the projected 1.9, but 1.85 is really, really good. And really, there's nothing in there that's really out of the ordinary. So it'll be interesting to see how the year ends in December. So I think that it's going to be pretty close to being spot on, which is pretty impressive. When you look at the operations fund, the one thing that does come into play is if you look at the cash balance to where we started last January to where we're ending, you see we started at 484,000 and we're ending up with 187,000. And that's a little concerning. But we lost 44,000 with the Senate bill. We also had an extra $100 times 7 bus routes times 180 days, starting in August, than we were before with our transportation costs, just because bus routes went up with the new bids on the 4-year contract. So what we talked about before, and we passed that resolution last month, is that when we can transfer money over. And this past year, we transferred from the education fund over to the operations fund about $55,000 a month. So the state allows you to do up to 15%. That's about 12 of our budget. So we're going to up it to about 14% of our budget. So that will help with that cash. So for next year, the way we wrote the resolution is we're going to keep it at 55,000 a month transfer, but we can change it any month to Shelley and I get permission for us to do that. So where if we feel like we're running a little low, we'll just start transferring more the next month, and we have a threshold of 870,000 for 26, 27 school year, whereas the threshold for this school year was 660,000. So that's really the only concern. Things I think are going to end up pretty well, and I will say we did get our 1782 notice, which is our approved budget. We'll talk more about that in detail in January, the fiscal report. But we were awarded our budget, which is fantastic. So it's a good thing. So that's all I have for finances. A couple updates. Bus cameras are ordered and will be installed. They haven't given me the exact dates, but they're shooting for the second week of January. So by mid to end January, we will have 6 bus cameras on every bus. Yes.
Have we had any concerns about people contacting forms?
Yes, always. And I did reach out to NDOT, and I got a word this morning, because we have a bus turnaround out on 234 about 800 feet from the Illinois line, but she turns around in the driveway there, and they make bus warning signs, which you have to put in for those, and then they have to come out and look and see if they're gonna do it or not. And they did, and they said, oh, yeah, we need 1 year, so we're gonna get that, that's something, put it in January as well. The makeup days, so we have 4 built into the calendar, so we're gonna use those 4 flex days. We have 3 asynchronous learning days that we can use, and then if we choose to go with synchronous learning, then you can do that as well. The administrators, we actually met yesterday. We talked about what that looks like for us and how do we plan for that, because we never did synchronous learning, which is live. Your students are learning at the same time your teachers are delivering the instruction. It's just via internet, through video, Zoom or Google Meet or what have you. So we, with the weather the way it is, who knows where we're gonna be, but that asynchronous is where you post it, kids have all day long to complete the objective, turn it in the next day. Synchronous is where they do it live, and then they still are graded, and attendance is taken on the objective that they complete. So we're gonna look at that and see if that's something that we feel like we wanna pursue. There are some good things out there, that guidelines that we can use to follow. It's never gonna replace real person instruction, but it also keeps you from trying to do Saturday school or being here through the first week of June to make up days because of the weather. So, good thing is we do have 4 flex days built in, so we have 7 days we can use before we have to get to those facilities. So, but if January is like December, if February is like January, like December, we might be here till July 4th. So
Yeah.
there you go. So other than that, I mean, the end of the semester is Friday. Finals are Thursday and Friday. I know that teachers were informed today to kind of give some grace with this being out of school. Be concerned for students and parents being not here for 3 days and take finals. So we're adjusting those to where they're not going to be held accountable for any obviously new material. We're going to go over all the things and give them there's a 30-minute study time before each final, which is nice. So in the quizzes that you want, before you're all there, which you should. So other than that, I have nothing else for you.
Thoughts, comments, questions? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you. Don't forget to sign your name away, and don't forget to get your loaf of bread.
Someone told me that the consequence for passing a school bus arm is severe. You can go to jail.
I'm going to actually give 2 tickets to students. We had one lady out on 136 that kept passing the bus leads on. And we got our hair color, our paint, and we got our makeup all properly, could not get the license plate. And our fearless SRO just positioned himself out there one day. She would slow down and then she just, with the red light out. So. And I tell you what, our bus drivers have been excellent in making sure that the road is clear before they get off